In a world that constantly pushes us to take control, to strive, and to force outcomes, there's a powerful truth that often gets overlooked: the magic of surrender. It may seem counterintuitive, but what if letting go is the key to unlocking everything you've been chasing? Today, we'll explore how the act of surrender, releasing the need to control, letting go of rigid expectations, and embracing life as it unfolds, can bring more peace, freedom, and success than any amount of effort or control ever could. Surrender isn't about giving up. It's about actively choosing openness, trusting the process, and allowing life to flow naturally. When we stop resisting, we make space for everything we truly desire to come to us. Let's dive in. Number 1. The illusion of control. In our fast-paced world, we are often taught that control equals success. We think that by controlling every aspect of our lives, from our careers to our relationships to our personal growth, we can avoid discomfort, make things go our way, and achieve our goals. But the truth is, the illusion of control leads only to stress, anxiety, and disconnection from the present moment. When we believe that we need to control everything, we are constantly pushing against the natural flow of life. We try to shape everything according to our expectations and fears, ignoring the fact that many things in life are beyond our influence. Trying to control everything creates an internal resistance, a constant tension, because we can't truly predict or manage every outcome. Life will always have its own course no matter how much we try to control it. This fixation on control disconnects us from the present. When we are obsessing over future outcomes, we miss out on what's happening right now. We lose touch with the present moment, the only moment we actually have. And in doing so, we rob ourselves of peace, joy, and true fulfillment. Letting go of this need for control doesn't mean being passive or giving up. It means acknowledging that some things are simply out of our hands and finding peace in what is. When we stop forcing everything to unfold exactly as we want, we create space for life to surprise us with what it has to offer. So ask yourself, what parts of your life have you been trying to control? Where can you let go, trust the process, and allow life to unfold naturally? By recognizing that control is an illusion, you free yourself to experience the present moment and embrace the flow of life. When you let go of the need to control everything, you open yourself up to the magic of surrender and to the beautiful surprises that life has in store for you. Number 2. Active openness. Surrender is often misunderstood as passivity or simply giving up. But true surrender is not about being inactive or detached. It's about making a conscious, active choice to open ourselves to life as it unfolds. It's about releasing the need for control while remaining engaged and present. Active openness is the key to allowing opportunities, growth, and unexpected blessings to enter our lives. When we surrender in this way, we aren't giving up on our goals or dreams. We are choosing to trust the process. We are letting go of the anxiety that comes from trying to force things into place and instead embracing the flow of life. This active openness allows us to receive what's meant for us without resistance, because we stop trying to push against the current and start moving with it. In practical terms, this means saying yes to the unexpected, even if it feels uncomfortable. It's about embracing uncertainty and trusting that the universe, or life itself, has a way of bringing us what we need, even if it doesn't look exactly how we imagined it. It means saying yes to change, to new paths, to unplanned opportunities, and to what life presents to us in the moment. When you practice active openness, you cultivate a sense of freedom. You stop fighting against the natural flow and instead, you begin to work with it. You let go of the idea that you have to control every step, and in doing so, you open yourself up to a richer, more fulfilling experience. So consider this. Where in your life are you holding on to resistance? What would it look like if you opened yourself up to possibilities instead of trying to control every detail? How can you practice surrender today by embracing life as it comes, trusting that what you need will appear at the right moment? When you choose active openness, you create the space for the magic of life to reveal itself. You stop blocking opportunities and start inviting them in. Number 3, resistance. Resistance is a natural part of being human. We all experience it, whether it's resisting change, fearing the unknown, or pushing against situations we can't control. But what if we saw resistance not as something to avoid, but as a sign of potential? What if, instead of fighting against it, we recognized it as an invitation to move forward? When we resist something, we are often holding on to our expectations, our comfort zones, or our fears. We fight because we believe we know better, or because we are afraid of what might happen if we let go. But resistance is not the enemy. It's the point of growth. In fact, some of the most profound transformations happen when we move through resistance with compassion and understanding. Imagine trying to swim upstream. You'll wear yourself out, struggle, and likely make little progress. But when you stop resisting the flow and instead work with it, the current helps carry you forward. This doesn't mean you stop having goals or desires. It means you stop trying to control how things unfold. You trust that even in the midst of resistance, there is growth and opportunity. Every time you encounter resistance, take a moment to pause and reflect. What is this resistance trying to teach me? Is it pushing me to grow, to be more adaptable, or to surrender to what I cannot change? When you meet resistance with openness instead of fear or frustration, you create the space to understand it, learn from it, and ultimately move through it. Remember, resistance isn't a roadblock. It's a signal that something important is unfolding. Embrace it with compassion, and instead of fighting it, move through it with an open heart and mind. Number 4, trusting the universe. One of the most challenging aspects of surrender is letting go of our need for certainty. We want to know exactly how everything will unfold, when it will happen, and what the outcome will be. But the truth, life doesn't offer those kinds of guarantees. It's messy, unpredictable, and full of surprises. And yet that's exactly where the magic happens. Trusting the universe doesn't mean sitting back and doing nothing. It means releasing the need to control every aspect of your journey. It's about letting go of your rigid plans and allowing life to unfold in its own perfect timing. When we trust that what is meant for us will find its way to us, we stop fighting against life's flow and begin to move with it. Trusting the universe is not always easy, especially when things don't go the way we expected or when we face uncertainty. But if we let go of the need for a predetermined outcome, we open ourselves to the idea that there is a bigger plan at work. Sometimes the detours, the struggles, and the setbacks are exactly what we need to get to where we're meant to be. The universe has a way of guiding us, even when we can't see it. So, instead of obsessing over how things will unfold, ask yourself, what would it look like if I truly trusted the process? What would change if I let go of the need to control every detail and simply trusted that things will work out in their own time? By trusting the universe, we allow ourselves to relax, knowing that life is unfolding as it should. We stop forcing and start flowing, and that's when we begin to experience the peace and freedom that surrender offers. Number 5. Allowing. Allowing is the natural progression of trust. It's the practice of creating space for life to unfold on its own. It's about letting go of the need to control the outcome and simply accepting what is. Allowing isn't passive. It's an active choice to embrace the present moment as it is, without trying to force or manipulate it. Often, we try to rush through life, pushing for things to happen according to our timeline. But when we let go of that urgency and simply allow life to unfold, we create room for deeper connections, more meaningful experiences, and a sense of peace. Allowing doesn't mean being passive. It means letting go of resistance, opening yourself to the possibilities of the moment, and trusting that everything will fall into place. When you allow, you stop fighting against the current. You stop trying to force outcomes, and instead, you become a part of the flow. This means stepping back and being open to whatever life brings your way, whether that's a challenge, a lesson, or a moment of unexpected joy. It's about creating space, both physically and emotionally, for life to reveal itself naturally. Allowing is also about understanding that not everything needs to happen on your schedule. Life has its own timing, and sometimes things will unfold in ways you never could have predicted. Instead of trying to force your vision, allow life to surprise you. You might find that the unexpected paths are the ones that lead you to exactly where you need to be. So ask yourself, where in my life can I practice allowing? What would happen if I took a step back and allowed things to unfold in their own time, instead of pushing for everything to happen according to my plan? When we practice allowing, we stop resisting the natural flow of life and open ourselves to a deeper sense of peace and alignment with the universe. Number 6. Releasing expectations. Expectations are one of the biggest sources of disappointment and frustration in our lives. We set out with a vision, a plan, or an idea of how things should be, and when reality doesn't align with those expectations, we can feel let down or even defeated. But the truth is, holding on to rigid expectations only creates resistance. It blocks us from experiencing life as it is, and prevents us from embracing the beauty of what's actually unfolding. Releasing expectations doesn't mean giving up on your goals or dreams. It means letting go of the need for them to unfold exactly the way you want or when you want. It's about being open to the unexpected and allowing life to surprise you. When we stop expecting things to happen in a specific way, we open ourselves up to a wider range of possibilities and experiences. Often, we expect outcomes based on our own desires or what society tells us is the right way. But life doesn't always follow a linear path. Sometimes the best things come from unexpected detours or when we least expect them. When you release expectations, you free yourself from the weight of disappointment. You allow yourself to be open to the magic that comes when things don't go according to plan. Think about how much freedom it would give you to release the need for everything to turn out in a specific way. Instead of focusing on the outcome, focus on the journey and embrace the process. Trust that what's meant for you will find its way, even if it doesn't look like what you originally imagined. Ask yourself, where in my life have I been holding onto rigid expectations? How can I let go and be more open to what comes without trying to force it into a certain shape? By releasing expectations, you'll discover the beauty of life's unpredictability and learn to enjoy the present moment, free from the need to control the future. Number 7. The power of stillness. In a world that constantly demands our attention, it's easy to get swept up in the noise, the endless tasks, the constant distractions, the pressure to always be doing. But real magic happens when we pause and create space for stillness. In stillness, we reconnect with ourselves and tap into a deeper wisdom that's always been there, waiting for us to listen. Stillness is not the absence of action. It's the ability to be present and aware in the moment, without being carried away by the whirlwind of thoughts, worries, or distractions. It's in these moments of stillness that we can find clarity, insight, and a sense of peace that isn't dependent on external circumstances. Through practices like meditation, deep breathing, or simply sitting in quiet reflection, we allow ourselves to step away from the noise and reconnect with our inner selves. When we make stillness a regular part of our lives, we create the space to hear our intuition, to gain perspective, and to move forward with greater intention. Stillness also allows us to recognize the present moment as the only moment that truly matters. We stop looking back with regret or ahead with anxiety, and instead we embrace the now. In stillness, we realize that everything we need is already within us. It's just a matter of tuning in and listening. Think about the last time you took a moment of stillness for yourself. How did it feel? What insights or peace did it bring you? Ask yourself, how can I incorporate more stillness into my life? How can I find moments of quiet amidst the chaos? By cultivating stillness, we align ourselves with a deeper sense of purpose and clarity. It's through stillness that we gain the power to move forward, not by force, but with intention, peace, and insight. Number 8. Alignment versus force. In our pursuit of success or fulfillment, it's easy to fall into the trap of forcing things. We push, we strive, and we try to make things happen, believing that if we just work harder or exert more effort, we will get the results we want. But there's a significant difference between action driven by force and action driven by alignment. When we act out of force, we are often coming from a place of fear, scarcity, or desperation. We feel like we have to make things happen, regardless of how the situation unfolds. This can lead to burnout, frustration, and resistance because we are fighting against the natural flow of life. It's exhausting and unsustainable. In contrast, when we act from a place of alignment, we are in tune with our true selves and the universe. We trust the process and are clear on what feels right, not because we're trying to control every outcome, but because we are in harmony with what is. Alignment isn't about pushing or forcing. It's about being present, acting with clarity, and trusting that things will unfold at the right time. Actions born from alignment come naturally and effortlessly. They feel inspired, purposeful, and meaningful. You're not constantly battling against obstacles because you've stopped forcing things, and instead, you've found the flow. When you align with the energy of what you want, whether it's a goal, a relationship, or your career, you allow yourself to work with life, not against it. Ask yourself, where in my life have I been forcing things? What would it look like to step back, listen, and allow life to guide me in a way that feels more aligned and less forced? When you shift from acting out of force to acting from a place of alignment, everything begins to feel more natural, more effortless, and more fulfilling. Number 9, relationships. One of the most powerful aspects of surrender is recognizing that we can't and shouldn't control others. We often try to influence the behavior or actions of the people around us, whether it's in romantic relationships, friendships, or even with family. However, true connection and growth happen when we surrender the need to control and instead allow people to be exactly who they are. When we let go of trying to change or manage others, we create space for more authentic relationships. We stop expecting people to meet our demands or fit into predefined roles, and instead, we accept them as they are, flaws, quirks, and all. This doesn't mean we condone harmful behavior, but it means we stop trying to fix people or control the way they show up in our lives. Letting go of control in relationships is an act of trust. It's trusting that the people we care about are on their own journey, with their own lessons to learn. Surrendering this need for control allows us to meet others where they are, to love them without conditions, and to give them the freedom to be themselves. When we release the pressure to control, we also create the possibility for deeper connection and understanding. We stop projecting our own expectations onto others, and instead, we open ourselves to the richness of each person's individuality. This makes space for mutual respect, compassion, and genuine connection. Think about your relationships. Are there places where you've been trying to control others? What would change if you surrendered that need and allowed people to show up as they are? When we release control, we create relationships that are grounded in trust, acceptance, and unconditional love. Number 10, living in the present. Living in the present moment is perhaps the most profound act of surrender. So often we are either stuck in the past, replaying old mistakes or regrets, or anxiously anticipating the future, worrying about what might happen or what we think we need to do next. This constant shifting between the past and future pulls us away from the only moment that truly matters, the present. When we surrender to the present, we stop trying to escape it or control it. We stop wishing things were different or waiting for a better moment. We choose to fully embrace the here and now, as it is, without trying to change it. This is where life actually happens, not in the past, not in the future, but in the moment that we are living right now. Living in the present is about cultivating mindfulness. It's about being fully engaged in whatever you're doing, whether it's talking with someone, working on a project, or simply sitting with yourself in quiet reflection. When you live in the present, you give yourself the freedom to experience life fully, without the burden of what was or what might be. The beauty of the present moment is that it's always available to us. It doesn't require us to wait for the perfect conditions or the right circumstances. It's right here, right now, in the breath we take, the step we take, the thought we think. When we surrender to the present, we stop waiting for life to begin, and instead, we realize it's already happening. Consider this. How much of your life have you spent thinking about the past or worrying about the future? What would it feel like to truly embrace the present moment, free from those distractions? When you practice living in the present, you discover a deeper sense of peace and presence, one that is only available when you let go of everything else and focus on the now. The path of surrender isn't about giving up. It's about letting go of what no longer serves us and making space for what truly matters. When we release our grip on control, expectations, and the need for certainty, we open ourselves up to the flow of life, to trust, and to the magic that happens when we allow things to unfold naturally. Remember, surrender is an active practice. It's choosing to align with the present moment, trusting the process, and embracing the uncertainty that comes with it. The more you practice surrender, the more you'll discover the peace and freedom that come with it. So, take a step back, breathe, and trust that everything is unfolding as it should. Life isn't meant to be forced. It's meant to be experienced. Embrace the beauty of surrender, and watch as everything starts to come to you. Thank you for watching. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on how to live a life of peace, purpose, and presence. Until next time, stay open, stay present, and trust the process.